you do have a problem. I wasn't convinced until just now.
I'm trying to get rid of
No one convinced just
not
now.
everything's coming back up into the house. Just got the pole in the closet, so now I can put all the closet stuff back. That's awesome.
Yeah.
YOLO.
Yellow. Ooh, that's loud. I can hear it today. Right.
I would say go to Louis' Wine Dive, but I don't know how to tell you how to get there. It's just around the corner. You know where Orange Theory is in Midtown? Just airdrop it to you in case they feel like driving. It's super fancy. It's really nice. And yeah, it's past all these bars here, around the roundabout. Go right. No, before all that. Like go right at the light. Okay. Go right at the light, and then past. It's in Sky House. If you look up Sky House Apartments, it's right downstairs. Or you could just literally look up Louis' Wine Dive. That you do. They have great food, quiet atmosphere.
Good kid friendly.
Yeah. It's all like fancy food. Or you could go to Live Oak. That's where I take my mommy.
Of the rest of American imports, covering every single American import here to China, but then they could also take those tariff rates and hike them.
You know,
Like the United States did on Friday, going from 10 to 25%.
A federal district judge has ruled that a law passed in Kentucky last year banning
Kentucky.
trimester procedure to end pregnancies is unconstitutional. The state says it will appeal.
Turn the phone off. I get that dirty look. So we go live here in just a minute. Yeah, turn it off. Get the angry DJ.
I had a feeling somebody's talking about me.
No.
Uh-oh.
Roofing. I hate that word. Roofing. Oh.
Yes, it is live. We're back. We call it a comeback on Renovation Nation.
And Kevin's getting down again.
Man, saw them at 87 Def Jam. LL Cool J sound like.
Look at you.
Yeah, right. That's right. Old school.
That is.
What we call it.
I like old school.
Old school,
I
old
do not
school.
like the new school.
Nah, I'm me neither. We were listening. I'm only going to that. You're listening to Renovation Nation live, Nashville, Tennessee, on the great Super Talk 997 WTN. As we're throwing out some selfies
That's
right now on
Squirrel.
Live on Squirrel, Rabbit, Dolphins.
Hey,
Dolphins lives
yeah,
do not matter.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're just mad because I got your phone.
My phone is still floating in
The
the Gulf
Dolphins
somewhere.
are smarter than Chad, apparently.
Well, yeah.
Hey, speaking of that, did you see where that beluga whale that was trained by the
Brought the phone
Russians
up.
brought the phone up to that lady?
After he took the information off.
I'm sure it's the Russians.
Kim's like, we need to get one of those, go find your phone. I'm like, he's already bought some stuff on eBay. He's out here. He's kicking back on the beach. You're listening to Renovation Nation Live today. We're back. It's been off a couple weeks. We've had a great couple weeks of doing a bunch of stuff. Big shout out to, we finished the big Leukemia Lymphoma Society, fundraiser. Yeah, Squirrel. Dolphin. And raised $546,000, I think it was, in 10 weeks.
Nice.
All the candidates. And I'm going to throw out big names for all the candidates. There was Reed Besh. There was Sarah Cremona. I can if I can say that right. I'm so terrible names. Y'all know I'm gonna call her Glenda
Or John.
Ted Hacker, Abby Hammett, Jonathan Hutton, Donzelia Powell. Let's see. Let me go right through here. That was myself, Stephen Strickland, Jenny Daniel, and Dwayne Abbott. And that was all of them. So raised $546,000. And Jonathan Hutton won it for the men. Raised $146,000 or something like that. Phenomenal. And then Abby Hammett raised $149,000.
Nice.
And then the rest of us,
Way to go,
brought in the rear, and it brought it to over $546,000. I hadn't looked at the final number, but that night that's what they had as the total. And we keep raising money till June 30th. So if you're still out there, you can still go to RTM website, rtmroofing.com, click on the donate button, and still go. It still goes to my credit, if you will, but it doesn't go to my credit. It goes to raising money for Lymphoma Leukemia Society. So just remember that. A big shout out to Jonathan Hutton and Abby for winning it, and shout out to all the candidates and Christina Ryan, unbelievable. She's the coordinator of LLS of this fundraiser, and just knocked it out of the park. I think we blew every record known in Nashville.
Really?
Yes.
Fancy.
That's what they've done. We hadn't heard the final thing, but I think we did.
Yeah.
That's what she was saying, and that's huge. I mean, that's unbelievable. Thank you to everybody that donated. I mean, you know who you are.
Well, we need to give a big shout out to your sidekick over here, Carly.
That's where I'm going next.
She made it all happen.
I'm jumping to my team. I'm jumping to my team.
I just want to make sure we didn't leave her out.
We
She's
had
a
Carly.
little sad puppy dog over here.
Suck up over here anymore. What you do?
You should have seen her. She was like,
No. I was getting to my team. My team was Miss Carly Giannotti, Miss Kim Rowland, and Sherry and Brian and who else? Carly, I can't remember all the name. Daniel.
Yeah.
Daniel.
I'm set with our core team right here.
Okay. All right. Well, if there's anybody else I'm missing,
I mean, our shout out, major shout out, Gary Ashton, the Ashton team Remax. People who donated, Trevor Vassar,
Donna and Phil Former Jr.
Yep.
Big shout out to them. They the Masters flag that we auctioned off, signed by Arnold Palmer.
Really?
Raised almost $3,000. It was unbelievable, unbelievable. And then the football
How'd you
helmet.
guys come across that?
I got a guy.
You got a guy? There's an app for that?
We got some family. But no, it was unbelievable. And that night, I ended up coming away with a guitar. There's a live auction, so I got a Les Paul.
Yeah, so it means you can let go one of them other ones come my way.
No.
You ain't got no
lonely. They need numbers.
They need one of them needs a new home.
Jameson Durham's got one for you. He's probably got like 30 of them.
Really?
So yeah, he's got a collection that's sickening. So yeah, we'll throw a shout out to Jameson. He donated. Everybody. We're going to throw out. I'm getting a list of everybody. So you're going to be getting something in the mail or email and everything, and we're going to bring it here. And I'm also going to post it. But again, I can't thank you enough for everything that everybody did, and it was great. It was great. And Jonathan Hutton's coming on the show.
Nice.
Yeah, he's going to come on the show.
That'd be fun, man.
It was good. It was good. I talked to him at the end, and I was like, we've got to get you on.
Well, tell people who he is. If you
don't know, Jonathan Hutton is the 104.5 Point the Zone, the 180 host. I know him and his team over there. All those guys, I don't listen to sports much anymore, but I'm on talk radio, so I'm on this. I'm old school. Told you, don't call it a comeback.
Yeah,
but I want to throw a big shout out to that. Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. Since we're not
Happy
on
Mother's
tomorrow.
Day, Mom.
All the my wife Kim and her daughter Peyton, our mom Joyce, my mom Judy, my aunt Eva. All the great ladies out there. Mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, dude. My mom made me feel bad. I was trying to be funny guy the other day. I was at her house, and she's like, "What are you doing Sunday?" I was like, "Oh, I got plans." I was like, "I'll be out of town. I'm going fishing." She goes, "What?" I was like, "Yeah." And then so someone squirrel happened, and we changed subjects. She called me yesterday. She's like, "Are you really going out of town?" I was like, "No." And then of course I felt bad because she really thought I was leaving. And then she was so nice. She goes, "You can go if that's what you want to do. You should go do that." And I was like,
Mother of the
"She is, yeah." So I felt bad. So now, even if I did have plans, I couldn't go.
That's funny. Let me pull you over that way. You stay over that way.
Oh,
yeah, you guys keep your distance from me. Talking about these cabinets. We're going to talk about today. Is my island that me and Chris are going to build if we don't kill each other before we build it.
Oh no!
Sawdust for it's over with.
Oh my God, we're gonna put this little Vivo thing in your dining room while y'all build it. Mevo.
I'm building it in my dining room.
Oh well, I just want to watch y'all work together like that.
No, it worked. It worked.
Film it live.
Half the time's gonna be sitting there drinking, thinking about what we need to do.
That's
the other half's gonna be a lot of drinking to go get what we need.
I wonder.
That's it. It is a beer drinking sport.
So and no tools will be used. No plug-in devices will be used.
I did go see Chris's work this week. I went over to his office at Westwood Management. His tables he's put together, the desk at the front office.
That's good. I know.
Oh my
he sent me
goodness
pictures.
gracious.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I just gotta give him a hard time. You can't do this. I'm
well,
like, we can do it. Let's do it.
He you're probably not going to believe this, but Chad sometimes can like to do things the hard way.
What?
Yes.
Lies.
Have you noticed
Fake
that?
news.
Then you learn how to do it the easy way. You see what I mean? You start off the hard way, then you know how not to do it next time and do it the easier way. But
we'll get it done.
But what else we got going on? Big shout out yesterday to Bart Butler. We did. I got to play in a golf tournament with Lee McKinnon, Brad Allison, Trent Morton. It was I don't know what her name, team number 2. But it was for the Matthew Butler Foundation. So we did a big tournament out there at Pine Creek. The course was great. We shot a 56. And
nice.
Yeah, everybody was hitting. I mean, everybody was.
So it was a scramble?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I shot a 56.
I was gonna say, yeah. Well, you're in the wrong profession if you shoot a 56.
Straight golf. That's what I keep telling you. You keep making me show up here each week.
Oh yeah.
But ain't been paid. But now then, let's see. Last week we went to. Well, before I get to that, today, if you're listening and you haven't heard us in a while, or if you're just picking us up, it's Renovation Nation live on Super Talk 997 WTN. I'm Chad Rowland, the host, owner of RTM Roofing, sitting here with my good co-host, Mr. Chris Galbraith of Westwood Management. Got Miss Carly Giannotti, Miss Kim Rowland. We got the house full today. We got Kim.
It's fixing to be full, isn't it?
Peyton and Tristan and Carson and Little Emma are all coming up. Going to hang out here in the studio here in a little bit, just be watching a little bit. And but no, it's we're going to talk about an island today. We're going to talk about building an island. When I say an island, I mean in your kitchen.
Oh, I was like, can I go by myself? Build my own wall around it?
Hey, I'm showing up with a bag of sand this place. I don't think we're building an island.
Dude,
island.
y'all come on, we'll build our own island.
And but nevertheless, that we're going to talk about that. Talk about some questions he and I had off air right here before we started of some stuff that Kim was wanting, I was wanting, and there's ways of doing it and ways not to do it, and there's things that can't be done.
There's things you want and
there's
things
limitations.
you just, yeah, everything has limitations.
Wants and needs. I want it all, baby.
Especially my patience.
The needs. I don't need it. I don't need a little bit. I want it all,
Yeah,
so
I heard that.
But so what else? Panama City Beach this last weekend, or last 4 or 5 days before I got back. It was nice down there. I'll tell you what, the hurricane, I'd actually forgotten about the hurricane, down there, and the Panama City Beach was on the, I think the outskirts, the last little hard area coming in. Unbelievable the amount of damage. Unbelievable. Still down there. I mean, there's tarps. There's, and then we go on into I think it's St. Andrews into eastward, if you will. And the one we went last year, this little place we ate and all that, it's not open. And the other one was gone, and the docks were gone. I mean, there was hundreds of boats. There's now like 20.
So sad.
Why does it take so long?
You don't. It's literally. It's like I'm reminded of the 2012 hailstorm here in Nashville, just on the roofing side.
Yeah. It
took us. I mean, we were back 3 months getting stuff done at the company I was with. And that was just us, not counting all of what they call storm chasers in town. But there were 60,000 structures or 60,000 structures damaged during that storm. Where we were at, there's probably 600,000.
Yeah, well, I should say it's insurance companies.
Well,
that's kind of that was a loaded question.
It is insurance, but it's also, and insurance is what it is. But now it's the logistics of it, and there's the trees are leaning, and the trees don't even look the same because any dead limb on the tree is going to clean. They're clean looking trees now. I'll tell you that. But you see whole sections of pines just leaned.
Yeah, I got my neighbor across the way. He's got 2 houses down there in Port St. Joe.
Okay.
Which is, I guess, would be east of Mexico Beach.
Then that
Mexico Beach got hit. And so they were down there telling me about
imagine
what and of course he had one house inland and one house on the bay, and the house inland wasn't on stilts. One on the bay was, but the house inland got more damage than the one on the bay. From what, if I remember the story correctly.
It just blew me away. Like I said, that was last October, and these people are still in some of these businesses. We were talking when we were down there, little mom and pop shops that, your daily income's your daily income. And here it is since October of last year, they're gone.
Yeah.
They're out. I mean, it's sad and refreshing at the same time because you can see the rebuilding going on, all the new stuff coming in, and opportunity, people coming in, and well, I'm sure there's opportunists, but the opportunity of people starting fresh and starting it over. You know, it sort of washed away the old on a lot of it, and I can only imagine the further east as you went in, like you said, towards Mexico Beach.
Yeah, they say it was just flat. It was just gone.
That's sickening. I mean, it really is. I mean, but nevertheless, we had a good time. Went out and went on a little trip with the Sea-Doos. You know, I always like to ride a little Sea-Doo where we're staying, but they didn't have them out, so we could go do this little dolphin. Go look, see the dolphins swim. Yay! When you come back, you will hear how I don't trust dolphins ever again.
I think it was your wife, but we blame it on the dolphins.
First of all, who brings their phone?
That's what I'm with you, Carly, on that deal.
It was in a protective thing.
Apparently, it floated away, all right.
That's okay.
He don't answer his phone anyway. I said he don't need. Why you?
You got dolphins answering. When you come back, we're going to talk about an island, dolphins, and where the hell's my phone? That was good. There's a Kimberly Mooningham saying hi. Hello. There's a
see if Nicole Wallace shows, because if she shows
Tim,
up,
Mark,
I gotta tell her.
Terry, Eva, Justin, Joe, Brock in the house. Going down, not JB yet. Oh, Brad Allison, and just scatting around here on some things. See, Jim Bella.
Jim Bella.
I saw Jim yesterday. Jim, I meant to say that. Jim was at the golf tournament yesterday. You know, he coaches rugby at Riverdale.
Yeah.
I just found that out yesterday.
Okay, buddy.
Hey, Jim.
He's
like, well, you know, I like to talk that much. And I'm like, oh. Like, when are you going to tell anybody that? What don't you do?
He's been coaching. That's how I met Jim.
Well, I know he played rugby with Bart. That's how he knew Bart. I think they played together.
Right. And that's how we met. That's how we all met, was because it was O'Charlie's.
Ah, got it. That makes sense now.
Yeah, which is closed.
What do you mean, which is closed?
That O'Charlie's in Murfreesboro, they shut it down.
The one right there
where we all behind. The one we spent every hour of extra time we had.
Yeah, I live right across the street off of Maple.
Oh, I know.
Maple
Over there with you and Andy and...
No, that was Andy, Doc, and Trent and Barry and them. Yeah. It was me and Chad Johnson at Maple and Hembry.
Okay.
That was where Doc and they moved over there, I believe. They weren't there yet. Yeah. We infiltrated there first.
Yeah.
We shaded in.
Yeah. Well, the rugby house was right behind there.
Yeah, it was right in front. No, rugby house was directly right here to where we used to
go to the rugby house and then go through the wood fence.
And all the K's, the Teeks, the
like you go play rugby?
That was Old Fraternity Row.
Old Fraternity Row. They actually had a rugby house.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some...
Oh, it used to be fun.
There was some times, we had the fire department was called several times.
I remember we used to always have those ag parties, the AG or whatever, the ag parties.
I never did go to the frat rat side.
No, it wasn't that, but it was open to everybody.
Yeah.
It was the party they had out there where the Walmart is now on 96 across from it, the car lot.
I can only imagine what these frat parties in Murfreesboro, Tennessee looked like.
Yeah, says the girl from Michigan. I mean, you know.
Yeah. My dude.
I went to an eye doctor finally the other day, and she was from Michigan, and I was like, "Where are you from?" I said, "I know a girl that I do a lot of business with."
Go after this one, though.
So, where are you from, Michigan? She goes, "Well, you know how it's shaped." I was like,
"Yeah, the hand. Let me show you the hand.
Show you the hand." Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
Where are you from, Tennessee? Well, let me get this trapezoidal angle grinder thing here and get you right here.
Just use your arm.
Yeah, there you go.
Use your arm and smack yourself in the face.
Florida, I used to do this for Florida. Like the panties.
Oh, except it's backwards. You'd have to
oh, there we go, I think. Where we going? Hey, you got some headphones.
Oh.
Yeah, I plugged them in for you.
You did?
Yeah.
What?
Feeling like a little Barry White in the house.
I'm going to turn the lights down.
Turn the lights down a little bit.
Come on, man.
What I'm talking about.
Slide next to Carly over here and be like, "Hey, what's up, baby?"
How you doing?
Oh, you will slide no longer.
Carly wouldn't slap me that hard.
You're listening to Renovation Nation live on Super Talk 997 WTN. Chevron, the host, owner of RTM Roofing, reminding you to get your roof inspected once a year. And then if you hear... step away from the lady. So, sitting here with Chris Gilbert.
Chris getting his usual punishment.
He now has Michigan on the side of his head.
You had to be here with the break to catch that.
Yeah, or watching this live on Facebook. And you can catch us on my page, Chad Rowland, on Chris Galbraith Renovation Nation page, on RTM Roofing, or on Renovation Nation. You can just go search those. We go live to them every week when we're here. And but no, we're just having a little blast. Miss Carly J. Nutty's in the house. We just got some more people out in the booth. Come in the booth back there, that as Johnny B would say, or Phil Valentine would say. And got Peyton and Tristan and little Mr. Carson and Miss Emma, the newest addition, born on Christmas.
She got a lot of hair. I wish I had that much hair.
Yeah, I was working on mine day. It's long.
Yeah.
I go see my salonist.
Salonist. Is that even a word?
Hey, as long as they're still here, I'm gonna treat them right.
Hey, and you should.
but anyhow, but yeah, we was talking about doing the dolphins. Let me tell you something about these dolphins. They're beautiful creatures, by the way. Little sneaky little, but
I'm telling you, everybody knows the truth. It wasn't the dolphins.
Well, what? He's calling me on my phone right now.
That's your new RTM receptionist right there.
Harley.
That's probably what I sound like.
Sometimes it is.
So we're riding out. It's a 2-hour trip, a 2-hour day deal. You go take this from 4 to 6, and we go out to see the dolphins around 4:30ish, whatever time, and then go to Shell Island, and then you come back. You spend like 30 minutes at Shell Island or whatever. So they're asking us, again, going through the rules and this and that. We're on a 3-seat big Yamaha, nice, really nice Sea-Doos. And they go, who wants to be who likes to go fast? And I'm like, me? Hey, I stick my hand up here. I do. And so whoever's in first, following, because we all do a big line, about 300 feet apart, 300 to 400 feet apart, and then you follow the guide. And I was like, we'll be first. Yeah, okay.
You and Brian together?
No, it was Sherry and Brian behind us.
You and Brian, I want to go fast.
I mean, normally I'd go out and have fun with them, and even with Kim on with 2 people you can have. Well, we get to going, and we're doing 20, 30 mile an hour, and we're hitting 3 to 4 foot waves. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Different than when I ride them on Old Hickory, that's for sure.
The lake will never be the same. Not unless a typhoon comes in. Yeah. But what we're getting at though is as we keep going, next thing I know, I see here comes this wave. It's about 8 foot, coming in, and so I'm, going on up it. Well, then I look down. You got to go down 8 foot, and there's another one about 10 foot behind it. And this is the next 15 minutes. It was critical. It was critical. I have to say, that was, we made it. We're here. But,
you didn't come back with a neck brace, so we're good.
No, I was on the legs, my back, my shoulders.
That butt got worked out, didn't it?
Yes, I would stand up sometimes on the landings. We go out there.
I was just talking about being puckered.
Oh, it was. It was. Water did not enter. Frog time.
Frog time.
But,
where's that slap again?
But no, it was a moment where I was sitting there like, this ain't fun anymore. But we pulled it off and go out there and then realized that I had a lanyard like we always take with the lake or canoeing and things like that. A lanyard with the pouch. It has a floating thing in it, and you put your phones and anything's in them, and it rolls up and it's watertight.
A little dry bag. Yeah.
It is. It is. Well, during the craziness of literally, it was when we'd hit stuff or yank back. It would yank me. I was holding on for dear life on the handles, and Kim had me. So it was. So
you lost the whole bag?
No, well, what happened during all the yanking and grabbing and hitting water, the little eyepiece that holds, has like a little lanyard, a little hook with it, holds the bag to the lanyard, and it snapped. So it's floating somewhere. Someone's going to find something in Key Largo.
I'm going back to the A. You don't answer your phone, so you didn't need it on the Sea-Doo anyway. And B, who takes their phone?
She had hers, but it was inside of the.
In the jet
ski. In the jet ski. I put it in as a lanyard.
It's a lanyard.
Rockstar, that sucker down the bottom of the ocean. Yeah. Need my Russian whale. But anyways, it was fun. We had a blast. And we went to Shaw and saw that. And then it was still beautiful down there in Panama City. It was, I love being down there at that time of year. Cinco de Mayo when we were down there. So it was not hardly anybody down there. Bike week was the week before. And, or the tail end of the week when we got there. And then by the time of the weekend, we had a blast. But what else we got? Islands. Let's talk about islands for a moment.
Speaking of Florida.
Okay, go ahead.
Great segue.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, island?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, there was...
I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too.
Paying attention to my notes over here.
So, but speaking of islands, you were talking about making an island. There was a guy at a few years back that collected plastic bottles and netted them and he made his own island. Like he had built a little grass hut on it. He just had a little motor on it. And he just floated around. And then,
why not?
Of course, then somebody shut him down because nobody. You can't be free around here. You gotta do something about that.
Here comes angry old man.
I like that one.
What's up, C-Man? Got little C-Man in the house, little Mr. Carson Wright, with his Golden State Warriors hat on.
That's right, repping that Steph Curry.
Yes, he is. They won last night, I think. I saw that.
They did.
Yep.
Oh, good job, Chad.
Yeah, see, saw a little sports. Jonathan Hutton coming there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Thank you, Kevin. Yeah.
And Kevin, you're fired.
Golf clap.
But before we do that, before we get to Island, I do have two last things looking at my notes that I want to throw out here before I forget about it. Number one, I want to throw a big shout out to Mr. Tony Taylor. Tony the Tiger played football back with him day. He's an officer.
Oh, here we go.
Up there east of the mountain. I want to give him a big shout out. I was talking to him over the weekend. And then lastly, I want to throw some prayers out to a good friend of mine's family. He just passed, and Sean Moffitt. I found about this week. It was. I didn't know what was going on, and next thing I know, he's gone. And remind you people to call people you ain't talked to in a while.
Dude,
call people you haven't talked to in a while.
Just had that conversation last night. Sometimes you got to step up and do something you don't want to, or take the time out of your day you really didn't plan on. Because
before it's too late.
That's exactly right.
Yep. And so I just want to throw some prayers out to his family. Love you, brother, but damn. Anyway, and I want to throw a big shout out to Miss Sarah rolling out in New York. She's in New York City.
New York
Watch
City.
Out, New York. New York City.
Remember that?
New York, Tennessee.
What commercial was that?
The Pace Picante.
Yeah.
Where'd you make New York City? And then the Cowboys strung him up. That's right.
But she's up there with her class from St. Edward's. The 8th grade had their awards banquet the other night, and Sarah she's on the student council, and so she had to get up and say something and knocked it out of the park.
Girl.
Kevin, I remind her of the advice he gave her. I was like, just remember, take a breath before you start talking. Her first word, she jumbled just a hair, and after that, locked in.
She's like her daddy.
The rest of the kids?
Oh, no.
We can hear her talking there with all the wars going on, so that's true, too. But no, she going to Father Ryan next year, and
awesome.
So all congratulations to all the 8th grade class there at St. Edward's.
You old, Mr. Roman.
You got a girl in high school. And a grandkid.
His grandfather into that.
Whatever. Doesn't change anything.
So, but
times two.
Call you Grandpappy.
Peepaw.
And before we get to the island, I'm gonna get my stuff out of the way before I forget. Have Peepaw. Don't be. I'll be Gramps. She's called me Gramps.
No, I like Peepaw myself.
The Meemaw and Peepaws I can never do. I was Gramps and Grandma, so I'm a Gramp. But let's see here. Carly's got her volleyball. Tell us about your volleyball thing real quick.
In Michigan.
Yes.
July 13th. So I'm a board member on a foundation, David's Faith and Hope for Life Foundation. You'd kind of heard Chad at the end of each show over the LLS campaign using the slogan that one of my best friends, David Barnes, died from sinus cavity cancer at the age of 30, which is unknown and bizarre and very rare. But we've had a foundation going for 7 years. So this will be for 6 years, excuse me. This will be my 8th year doing this volleyball tournament. It's up in Michigan. Get about 300 participants, and over the last 7 years, we've raised $75,000 to aid other families that are going through any medical adverse conditions up in Michigan. Or we give away two student athlete scholarships a year. So,
how are you raising money for it?
Well, throughout the year.
Or just what you doing anything now that people can do?
So yeah, if you're a local business in Tennessee, Michigan, Kentucky, Ohio, not Ohio, but any other business. Just kidding.
Wow.
Right now I'm raising money throughout my community up in Michigan. Any monetary donation that goes directly to faithhopelife.com, your business name will be on the back of our shirts up in Michigan, unfortunately, but I still give you all the notoriety off my Facebook page, off of our foundation's page. I'd like to make this year a little bit bigger.
You can throw it on the RTM Roofing page too, but because RTM Roofing is going to throw in 1,000.
Oh.
So there you go.
That's awesome.
Bam. That was it.
It's awesome.
Now find me to get it. But no, but I am.
She already got to come find her paycheck, so I'm sure she got that down.
Yeah, but I forgot.
Sorry, dude, I couldn't help it.
That's awesome. I appreciate RTM Roofing. We're killing it this year. I appreciate you as an owner. I couldn't, I've been with you, I think, almost 3 years.
Yeah, right at it. Yeah, almost about right now.
Really?
Yeah. When I met Chad, I was working with another company, and he was like, "Oh, I'm taking you one day. You and I are gonna run this city."
Oh yeah, when he first hired you too, I remember now. He was like, "Man, she's just like the female version of me," and I was like, "Ooh." I don't know if I like that or not.
Well, we're killing it, so I appreciate it.
But good thing she's not. She's her female version of herself.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Well, you're listening to Renovation Nation live on Super Talk 99.7 WTN, and when we come back, we will get to the islands eventually. See you in 3 hours.
If they don't capsize first.
we capsized a long time ago.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hey, that's awesome. I truly appreciate that.
Yeah. No, I said no. I was going to do something anyhow, and that was.
Oh wow! Come on.
That's a good.
Everybody.
Go ahead. Sorry.
You're not. No.
Me and you
Sorry.
go over there.
Let's go.
Yep, we're going in behind them.
Well,
We'll
there
just
you go.
see where you are. Preston, come over here with us.
She's excited.
I like it.
There we go.
Oh my gosh.
Preston, you have your own chair.
That's what
Right
you
here
need, Carl.
beside Carly.
I know.
What's up, Derek?
Yes, take her, please.
Toby. Jim Bella. What's up, buddy?
Smaller. Looks bigger on mine.
You're off.
It's real quiet everywhere.
I didn't
It's
say
loud,
that
very
out loud.
Tristan said it looks bigger
Jim, I
on
think
mine.
we did a 56 or 57.
What is everything going on?
Tristan
I got
said it's bigger on mine.
a lot much bigger, a little more spacious.
That's what she said.
Brad will know. Maybe he'll comment. He was still on Chris Gelber's page.
We got back just last night.
Are you serious?
Just last night, yeah.
Did you look
Drove all the
at
way.
the restaurant and how far it's really near?
I just sent myself both the names of it, so yeah, I think whichever.
I've not heard of it. What is the chef?
You know that ugly guy?
No, we're gonna go to either
Look at those eyes.
Lido
I know
or
she's-
to
Louise Wine Dive.
Louise Wine Dive, which are both kid friendly.
Right on.
Yeah, pretty close to here.
Cool.
One's a quick drive, one's a walk, right?
I would walk to both.
Both. You could walk to both.
How you doing?
Good. Sleep in.
Happy Mother's Day. Almost.
Yeah.
It's tomorrow's Day, right? That's a bad question to ask. Tomorrow's Mother's Day. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, she's not mind it.
She's a mess.
Oh goodness. Hold on.
She started her stranger danger, so I can't leave her with anybody. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. It's fun.
What's
You're
up?
about to go back on? Hey man.
What you know
Good
good?
seeing you again.
He said it looks a lot bigger online.
Oh yeah, yeah. Uh-oh. Nope, not yet. Getting there.
You can probably fit between them.
So yeah, we're just at the point of recovering from the whole thing. It starts out I'm not gonna drink. I'm gonna be responsible. Which we did do that. We did exercise and stuff.
Yeah, I saw Emily on that.
But most of it was just from recovery. I ended up at one point was chugging water at night right before I went to bed, so I could wake up. I started chugging water again and go sit in the sauna. Just get it all out.
It took me about 3 days. He just got back from Florida last night.
Well, yeah, we're done there.
We overlapped the day.
Sounded.
And got him.
Y'all are, remember y'all are live. Just so you know.
So my
So we got to keep we got to keep the mood.
Everything we're talking about, they can hear on Facebook.
Oh,
Live.
for real?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's better for it, right?
Speaking about
How many followers do y'all have on Facebook Live? How many
Like to
people
be
you have
on
up
my
right
own
now?
island right now.
I already said that. Can't use
Yeah,
it.
I figured.
Huh?
I already said that. You can't use it.
Uh-oh, here we go.
I already said that. One of my own. Oh yeah.
That's an old one.
I'll buy you an island.
Chris, get away.
Strange,
I don't need no
yes,
bell.
stranger danger in here.
Stranger danger. Yeah, this just went there. But anyway, you're listening to Renovation Nation live on Super Talk 997 WTN. I'm Chad Rowan, the host, owner of RTM Roofing. You can call RTM Roofing at 615-500-0751. Again, that's 615-500-0751. Or go to rtmroofing.com. Get your roof inspected yearly. Do it. I promise you. You'll thank us later. But Chris Gelbreth, co-host, sitting here at Westwood Management. Carly Giannotti, RTM Roofing. Carson Wright, future Golden State Warrior.
Got all lost in space on us there. Talking like a robot over there. What happened?
Kimberly Rowan. What? Mr. Tristan Presley over there. Stepson. All right, think about that for a minute.
Yeah.
And then Miss Peyton right over here. I'm step Chad, so stepdaughter. And then Miss little Emma Wright over here. She's coming up next. So, but islands in the sea.
Let's talk about them.
What? Why can't I have 80 drawers in an island?
Well, you can. You just got to be a really big island.
Okay. All right. Well, that was easy.
That's
All
yeah.
right, done.
Oh boy.
Hey, let me ask you a question. I'll like doing this, talking about islands in your kitchen. You're knocking a wall down, knocking something down. You're going to build you an island with a countertop on it and sinks or stoves or whatever, maybe on grills, whatever on it. What is the first thing? Is what we just did earlier today? The first thing, start drawing it out and getting a rough plan?
Just like you guys did. I mean, like you guys did the smart way, taping it on the ground and on the floor in the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just like you lay out a house or, lay out that outdoor kitchen we did. I can't tell you how many times in different colors of spray paint we used on the ground, on the gravel, trying to draw it out so you could actually stand there and look at it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, draw it out.
Build it.
Before you even pour any footers or
You
anything
don't want
like
to
that.
Stonehenge,
No.
from
No. So, the dimensions are the most important part, and then, like we talked about, the toe kicks, whether you want a toe kick or you want to go straight to the
What's
ground.
toe kick?
Toe kick is just so you don't kick your toes.
So
I mean, that's what,
I know.
It's like your kitchen cabinets have that little
that's-
cutout
yeah.
at the bottom where your feet, so you can stand closer to your kitchen sink or whatever.
Yeah, it goes down and cuts over about 3 or 4 inches,
then
and
comes
comes
back in, yeah.
Right.
And then, or do it like a bar, which you add
Straight to the ground.
Straight to the ground,
Mm-hmm.
So those are small details, and then you get into you're going to put a hibachi grill like you are. How tall do you want it? You want it tall, regular bar stools or countertop level, which is you got 36, 42, and. I was in a house yesterday that looked like they had 4-foot tall vanities in this master bath, which is great.
How tall are they normally?
Well, I mean, they used to build them at like 32.
Oh.
If you go with, remember when you was a kid, you probably go, real short little vanity.
Yeah.
Then they started bringing them up to about 36,
Okay.
which is the height of your kitchen cabinets.
Okay.
Countertop height. That's your finish. That's your finish height.
House, just boom.
Just 36 inches. That's where your countertops are, and on the kitchen cabinet. And then
Okay.
42 would be, bar type. Bar table,
Yeah,
high top,
about 6 inches high.
Yeah, but so you get into those things and get your height and your width and how long you want it, and then you start arguing with your customer about where they can put drawers and where they can't, and what's possible and what's not.
What's possible when you say possible or not? Is that an equipment issue? Is that a skill issue, or is that you know what I mean?
All of those would be issues.
Okay.
Yeah, my issue would be skill because I can't do it.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I think
No,
that's what.
You start getting into some design issues, and sometimes it takes a few minutes. Like I already got figured. Like from the time we talked at the beginning of the show till now, I know what we can do to get you what you want. Right.
Yeah.
But sometimes you get into: is it going to be painted?
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to be? Is it a stain?
What type of wood?
What kind of wood?
Right.
Things of that nature.
Cheapest thing possible. I want it fast and cheap, Chris.
Well, you're talking to the wrong dude.
I want it angry and mean.
Yeah,
I got it.
You got the guy.
I got it.
Is
So
this going to be mobile or is it going to be stationary?
No.
It's
Hibachi.
stationary. Stationary.
It's going to have a hibachi grill in there.
Mm-hmm.
Then so we'll have electricity coming through the floor. You got to plug it in.
What kind of countertops? When you talk about countertops on that,
Man.
I know the sky's the limit, but what are your standards?
But just for right now, marble and granite are the Formica, the three. Then they have quartzite, and then they have solid surface countertops, and people pouring concrete now, lightweight concrete countertops.
That's what I couldn't remember what Kim and I were talking about. And that's exactly what we're thinking about doing on top of this.
And my neighbor
does that affect, even though it's lightweight concrete, it's still going to weigh a pretty good bit?
Yeah,
so it's slab of marble too, though.
Well,
so
yeah. So I got a neighbor down the road from me, Nate. Him and his wife Hannah moved in a few years ago, and he bought this house and was redoing it. And he poured his own concrete. He went out into his little shed and he poured his own concrete countertops, which we could do at your house easy.
Now, do you pour it on top of it, or do you do a separate pour? A separate form off the side, pour it, and then come bring it in. And
yeah, you would make your form and pour it freestanding.
Okay.
And then break your form down, and usually and then you flip it over.
Yep.
And boom, it's there. And just lay it there. Put a little bead of some tripolymer on the outside, the top of you, and then set it in there, dude. And it's not going anywhere.
Okay. That's
Can you
what.
cut on that, or would you?
Yeah, it's concrete.
It's concrete.
It's concrete.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't even have to use a cutting board for something like that.
Mm-mm.
Right next to a hibachi grill, that would be awesome.
Exactly. Exactly.
And then we did one at that outdoor kitchen that was in a U shape, and they poured. It was 750 pounds.
Well, that's what I was going to say. There's a limit.
Yeah.
I mean, some stuff.
Well, it was on. But you have to figure when you spread that footprint out, it's not 750 pounds.
No. I'm just talking about lifting it up to put it on it.
Yeah, these dudes, these guys actually made a. You've seen the granite, like where they move granite slabs around in a warehouse with the
Rollers.
dolly, the big, and the it's got. Well, they made one that they made it where they could hinge it, right? So they strapped it. They strapped it to this thing, made it where they could hinge it. So they rolled it in, spun it up like that, and then we all just heave-hoed
and
set it on it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, they were pretty sharp.
What's the highest priced item minus the little grill piece, if you will, on this island? Is it hinges? Is it rails? Is it knobs? Is it the wood? Is it? I know it's a combination, but what's the highest price point thing on
yours? Is probably going to be your hibachi grill.
No, if it's not the grill, other than the grill, what would be the next highest price thing? Hinges or something?
Well,
like that,
it depends, man. I mean.
Or wood, maybe wood. That may depend on
no, I mean, you can. The price goes up when you start getting self-closing, soft close door hinges, or full extension glides with a soft close feature on them. You know, so those are going to be more expensive than just a regular drawer pull, just a regular glide.
Right.
You can spend 99 cents on a drawer pull. You can spend $99 on a. You know.
What he's really trying to say, Chad, is labor. Labor is the most expensive for your island.
I was trying to bring it up.
Thank you, Carly. I should have said that a long time ago.
Now you see why she works for RTM?
I've always known why she works for RTM. She just showed me again that she's pretty sharp.
She is sharp.
But yeah, so the labor on there for you is going to be really expensive because you guys are picky and hard to work with. So
the use is a singular U.
And she's
over
there.
She's over there.
I'm not looking to my left. I'm looking straight ahead.
I know, but I know what you're implying.
Okay, no, you don't.
But
obviously.
But so then, if you're doing lightweight concrete, then whatever your face of your form, where you're going to flip, that's going to be the top of your cabinet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
You could whatever stain or grain of wood looking thing right there.
You can do any. Yeah. You can if you wanted to make if you wanted to do that.
Finish.
Well, I mean, you can do you can do anything on the finish that you want. Like that's how they do stamped concrete.
Yeah.
You know,
colored concrete.
Yeah.
Right?
You can do colored concrete.
You can always stain it too, though.
You can always stain it. They have a water base and an acetone base. I did learn a lesson about the acetone base stain. They make a special sprayer for the acetone. Because acetone is a solvent, right?
I think I know where you're going.
It will dissolve rubber, right? And at my barn, I was going to
sprayer that's dead on the ground.
Well, man, dude, I was at my barn staining a fried concrete pad poured, and I was staining it, and it was the first time I ever did it. And they won this acetone sprayer was like $180. Well, man, I can go to Home Depot and buy one for $9.99.
$9.99, baby.
So it lasted.
9 minutes, 9 seconds.
Most of it lasted about all of the job, and then so I had concrete, and then I had remember all that limestone we dug out of the ground out there. Yeah. So I had built a little stone wall around next to it that went into an actual retaining wall block. I kind of blended it in, and man, I'm standing there and I hear this. I'm like, what is that? I'll turn around, dude, and that hose is got a hole in it underneath that pressure, and now my stone wall matches my slab of concrete. And there's acetone. Nothing you can do besides let the UV and the weather get rid of it for you. So yeah, so I got an acetone sprayer now if you need one.
Okay.
But they make a water base, which
maybe
I would recommend. Well, I didn't know it at the time because I really, you know how it is. You don't know what you know until you know.
But really, what you want in an acetone base, because it's water based and it's outdoors, the water is eventually going to break it down.
Well, you put you just put your aggregate sealer over there like you would.
Yeah.
You just
Gotcha.
seal it, and yeah, you'll have to go back and reapply it, just like anything outside. Nothing, no paint or finish outside is not gonna,
Yeah.
You're going to have to do something with it eventually.
Yeah, I bought a pressure washer recently.
Yeah. You work?
I've washed everything.
Yeah.
House is clean.
Yeah.
Inside and out.
Good deal.
But no, so back to the island then. So minus the countertop now we've talked about.
Well, now, and I will say this now, what you're talking about the little spice pull-out racks and all that. There's a company out there called Renovation, and I'm sure there's lots of other places, people that make those things.
Prefabbed, already built, you just install them into the cabinet.
Yeah, they give you your rough opening, they your specs, your height, whatever. Now those can get
pricey.
And they're just because it's a convenience item, and you don't have to have it, so they know that people that are going to buy it want it, and therefore they're going to pay for
whatever it is. Yeah,
but I would recommend the Renovation for what you're talking about, the spice rack at the end and thing. We could build it.
See, that was in my head. I mean, I don't know about with the outside design of the look of the drawers she's wanting.
Well, it'll all be the same.
I don't care, but I'm just saying that there are different, beveled ends and all these wood cutting designs. And the more you see that, the more it's going up in pricing. I'm assuming too.
Well, that's right. So like in your case, we order our doors because it's too expensive to make.
I was going to cut down a tree and start whittling it down.
I can, but your island will be there in a couple of years.
Well, all right.
And this is a society that we want instant gratification.
Carly, you're only getting 500 now.
I'll give you the other 5.
We come back. We're sticking to the island a little bit, and we'll talk about a few other things on that, and wrap it up for the Mother's Day coming up. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. Good job.
Happy birthday. Happy Mother's Day, Mommy. Happy birthday, Daddy.
So we're gonna be back in 2. We'll see back in 2, maybe on the island with some dolphins. Pretty good.
So you got us all wrapped up and talked about.
I thought that was like a dead body thing on the floor.
What's that?
Your tape marks.
Oh.
I was like, I don't know what's going on
as
here.
we were thinking of the island.
That's what got the whole thing started, was that night when we were taping the floor.
No.
70,000 Americans died from drug overdoses in 2017. Man, that's a lot.
Yeah.
This no job too small thing gets us in trouble.
It does. They're thinning the herd, though. I mean, at least they're not reproducing.
No, Chad, I said that no job.
I mean, if you're gonna be
Ray, Stacy, Jeff,
man,
Christopher, Chris, yeah, Lynn, Giannotti.
Oh, look at Mama texting.
Jim Stout, Derek Howard, Trig. Who else we got? Man, I don't know why I go back all the way back. I must be the top of it. Chris says, "What's up, fam?" Maybe he was like, "Carson," and he threw some exclamation points out. And we're a little man. Oh, there he is.
Oh my God, I don't want to look at her.
What?
with a little baby, little chunky baby.
I want to take her.
Just wanna. She's so cute.
No, she's like, yeah, I know what's in this.
She needs to eat a sandwich.
Eat a sandwich.
Clearly. I clearly don't feed her enough.
Right. One last segment. That's quick.
One more segment, 10 more minutes.
Oh, I know what I got to say first.
Hey, so you guys are going to paint this cabinet?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll figure out some lumber, and I'll go get it, or you can go get it, whatever. It's over in Laverne.
Tell me,
but we'll just need a couple pieces of. Yeah, I'll get the lumber.
I'll pick it up Tuesday, before I come.
Yeah.
Meaning that day during the day.
When are y'all starting this job?
Tuesday night. She's gone.
Be there.
So
I'll be like filming it.
You coming?
This is what's a disaster over here.
We're getting the floors
We're not doing it at the house.
We're doing it in my shop. Yeah.
That's too far. She don't go to the woods. She don't go to the woods.
That's why I looked there like you're not. I know you're not driving to my house.
in the hand,
Yeah.
it's right here where it's woody. She don't know.
You know the hand that looks like this? It's like
Right
right here.
I
I turn my back. It's like right here.
Emma's like, woo.
I'm just going to say hi to Facebook.
Oh, say hi, Daddy. Chris is watching.
Rocking all those rolls.
just intrigued by Chris.
What?
Nice.
Look.
Don't be jealous.
There's lots of shiny
Nope.
things, huh?
Nope. One more. Hear the music starting. Like, I don't know. Normally we'd have our normal songs,
I
but
know,
we kept throwing
Kevin's
stuff.
He's
Busting
in
it.
a
No, he's kicking it.
1970s mood.
Hello, Cool J. No, that was in the 80s.
80s.
That was 80s.
I
Hello.
wasn't born yet.
We'll call the comeback. That's late 80s though.
What was who was that? What was the name of that?
It was Houdini, LL Cool
Public
J,
Enemy.
Public Enemy,
They were my favorite.
and
Good jam.
Houdini was LL Cool
Yeah.
J was headliner. Houdini then, oh here we go, Public Enemy, and someone else opened for that. I think it's Sir Mix-a-Lot.
You
Run DMC.
87 Def Jam
Yeah.
yesterday.
Hey.
Killed it.
Roofing. I hate that word. Roofing.
Oh, nice.
Come on in.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
to teach me how to play this, dude.
We can play it. We can figure it out. Yep. Big shout out. It's Renovation Nation time. Thought I had it. I was off by a beat. Well, you listen to Renovation Nation. Look,
Oh my god.
on Super 99. Big shout out Drew Tarrant out there in LA. Next week he's going to be giving the LA report. The official LA report.
No.
I ain't talked to him in a while, and he texted me and he thought he was in trouble from last time.
Sorry, I was
Give him a
focusing
shout.
on the baby. I was waiting for the baby to blow up here.
Yes, you got to watch this live on Facebook. People. Go to our YouTube channel, RTM Roofing on YouTube.
Got a little
You'll be able
baby
to see the
terrorist
video
in here.
too. You'll be able to see it out there. You got to watch some of the stuff that goes on, especially off air. It gets worse. But so let's see, where was I going? I had a couple things
Kitchen Islands.
to end up for on the Kitchen Island. Throw a big shout out. Right now at RTM Roofing, Carly mentioned something earlier. We're killing it right now. I mean, it's the calls coming in from people all over that we network with, that hear us on the radio, that hear our commercials, that hear our referrals from people to us. It's amazing, and we've got the best team we've ever had, ever, other than when I started it by myself with Mr. Rick James. But I got a big shout out to Mr. Rick James. He's a good guy, but we were the dump button. But it's at the dump. But we do. We've got the stoutest, toughest, nicest, good-hearted,
Meanest woman answering the phone
on
on the phone.
And there we go again. But I'm gonna give a big shout out to Graham Goodlow, Josh Carthon, Lyle Chastain, Matt Cart, Colin Rowe. They're all of our guys out that you'll see out there when you call and get your roof inspected.
What about Sugar Bear?
Sugar Bear too, but Sugar Bear's on the. He's big Papa Bear. He's got other things to go.
Yeah, he's Sugar Bear.
Yeah, you won't see Sugar Bear. Don't you? But then of course I've got Mitchell Parker, Dwayne Reed, and Miss Carly sitting over here, and of course we got a new guy, Adam Haberman, I believe it is, that's working with us as well, and Mr. Joe Kelly. I can't forget Joe Kelly. And I mean, it's the best team we've ever had, and they do what's right, and that's what I love. It's they're really good core we have right now. So, but you might see Colin. He likes to find damage on houses, meaning he rides around and looks. And if you got damage on your house, you're gonna beat Colin. I'm just gonna tell you, because and we discussed this when we was bringing him in, or when he came over to we just don't like knocking doors to knock doors. I don't knock doors. I don't like knock doors. But where we're doing work and stuff like that already in those areas, if we see damage, most people don't even know. Yeah. You don't even know it. So if you see him, he'll give you a card and all that good stuff. And if you need inspection, he'll do it. And he'll be honest with you, straight up and down. But most people don't even know they got damage until someone taps on their door. Now all of our other guys, they don't want to do a door. Fine. And so many people are calling us right now. It's amazing. Thank you again, Nashville and the whole mid-state. We're going to Cookville this week, and I'm up in Sparta. I'm up in McMinnville. Just all over the place. So if you've got a roofing problem,
some of the best referral partners. Too.
Always.
We really do.
And you can reach us at 615-500-0751 or go to rtmroofing.com, and we'll hook you up with some of our referral partners too. That we don't do everything, so we don't want to do everything. We do what we do very well. And so we hang out with other people and network with other people and B2B with other people that do work we don't, and happy to refer them over to you because we use them as well. So other than that, I was going to throw that out there before people start going, oh, he's knocking on doors. Yeah, he's knocking on your door. Hear that? Go answer your door. So you got damage. But nevertheless, back to the islands, or is there anything else that you guys want to? I want to hear about chaps and a motorcycle.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I want to hear about.
We just went so far.
Just well, man, I was waiting for the young lady that actually saw me wearing the chaps to tune in, but she didn't. But
I don't care. I want the story.
all right, so man, when I was living in Virginia, I got tired of being on the road for like the third time. I was coming back, and I called my dad and my mom and said, "Look, I'm fixing to get out of here and do something different. I'm coming back to Tennessee." My dad was like, "Well, I got this Harley Davidson that I'm fixing to get rid of," and he goes, "You want it?" I was like, "Do I want it? What kind of question is that? I mean, who gets offered a Harley Davidson and says, nah, I don't want that?" He's like, "Well, you got to pay for it," and I was like, "Whoa."
Want and pays.
Yeah, wait a second. So anyway, he turned me on to this little 1200 custom Sportster because he bought it for him in his midlife crisis, and he decided it was too small. He wanted to move up a little bit, so I said, "Okay, I'll take it." And it really was. It was kind of cool for something me and my dad to do together, and so that was fun. But anyway, I'm riding it. I'm doing work to it. I put new Vance and Hines pipes on it, forward controls. Like, I'm tricking this thing out, and it's wintertime.
You gotta get the story.
I'm getting there.
Chad,
I'm
get
getting
to the point.
Yeah. You gotta have a little background. I've been talking 35 seconds.
Got you.
So I'm riding, and a friend of mine, Nicole Wallace, I hung out with her a lot when I was younger, and she was one of the old Charlie Crews, and it's wintertime. It's like December, and I'm driving this thing around, and it's nighttime, and so I was cold. My dad's like, "Well, my old man used to ride a bunch of horses, and he's got, I got some chaps you could wear." And I was like, "Oh, all right." So
that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah. So I got these chaps on, and
Did you have pants under the chaps?
well, yes, I had. It was cold. Yeah, and I don't want to be having to explain myself getting out of the pool. So anyway, I show up at Nicole's house, and I don't even think anything of it, right? Because it's cold. I got a leather jacket on, these leather chaps, and I walk in. Her and her roommate Allison, they just busted out laughing. They rolled on the floor and rolled on the floor.
Year?
This was
2012.
this was like 1998, 97, something like that. So anyway, the best part of the story is, I didn't hear it till last night, was that she likes to bring that up. I don't talk to her but a couple times a year, and she likes to bring that up about every other time I talk to her.
I bring it up every time.
Yeah, so she's telling me last night on the phone, she's like, yeah, so she had her daughter in the car with her one day. She was giving me a hard time. And so Hannah looked at her and said, "Mom, what are chaps?" And she goes, "Well, just Google it." And so she Googles it, and Nicole says a few minutes later, she hears her daughter going, "Ew." And she goes, "Worst parenting moment ever," because of course it popped up some some Chippendale picture of some dude butt naked with some chaps on.
Good Lord.
So she kind of got herself, but anyway, it was funny. Yeah, you asked the story. Yeah,
sorry.
Yep. So that was the story.
Sorry about that, Renovation Nation.
Hey, look, you asked the story. It's more fun if she tells it, because
because she's laughing.
She's laughing like hell. Yeah.
But so anyway, you're listening to Renovation Nation. That's what this is. We do a little bit of everything on this show. We're going to be over the next few weeks. Next week we've got brick doctors coming in. You're going to hear about that, and it's not just bricks. It's mortar. It's not even mortar though, which is even wild. So you got to listen to this next week, and you need to meet these.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to meeting these guys.
And so we're going to talk about that next week. So be sure to tune in for that. We will be live. And after that, we're going to have a music show, and I don't have it. Jay sent me something last night, and I can't pull it up because I've got this on my phone. But next week we're going to start doing the rock show thing, meaning the Friday night stuff, what's going on Friday night, Saturday nights, and all that.
Oh yeah.
And big shout out to him.
Sad Spaceman Productions.
Yeah, and I should have emailed it myself, and I didn't. And so other than that, what else?
Well, I just want to give you a shout out for doing the LLS campaign. Something you've never done, something you've never stepped your foot into, raising money for something that is greater and bigger than the good of what we do every single day. So mad props to you. Chad, as an individual himself, raised almost $16,000 in 10 weeks. So shout out to you. You killed it. Proud of you. I'm really proud that you did that.
I had a team. I had a team.
you took it on, and I think that's awesome. So
it was interesting. It does change you. It does. It gives you a different perspective of things when you're doing something that's really not for you and for other people.
Something bigger than you every day.
And being held accountable.
Yep.
That's just one thing to say you do something. It's another than going, hey, what are you doing?
I do that every day.
And that's why you call our team roofing. But listen, John Way says, life's hard. So if you're harder if you're stupid. Remember that. See you. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
All right. Nice. Cool. Oh. That was good. So,
Carson had a blast.
RTMRoofing.com, Renovation Nation, like us on Facebook, hit all the likes, go to like RTM Roofing, go to Chris Galbraith's page, like it, go to, you can't like my page anymore, I think I'm up to 5,000.
Yeah, you can like mine, I only got like 3.
So, we'll catch you next week with Brick Doctors, get those guys in here and we'll talk about that. So, I think if I can hit the right button, we're out of here. See ya!